comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's DK Wrestler here from a Funko Podcast, and in today's video, I'm doing a movie review on Halloween Kills. But before that happens, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, let's check it out. So like I said in today's video, for the first time ever on this channel actually, we're actually going to be doing a movie review of a movie that just recently released, which is Halloween Kills in this case. And because this also is a Funko Collectibles channel, I'll kind of go into a little bit of a Funko discussion right after the movie discussion, which of course, if you're here just because of the review for the movie, that's perfectly fine, because that's how we're going to kick off this video, and that's how the majority of this video is going to be for today. Which for this video, I'm not going to go into detail about scene for scene on how everything went and what I thought about it. I'm going to give some likes, I'm going to give some dislikes, and then give my overall thoughts of the movie. And then of course, like I mentioned, I'm going to go into a little bit of more of a Funko discussion on maybe if there was Halloween Kills pops, what would I like to see? So first off, I will get the likes right out of the way, which first like is the amount of gore that was involved with this movie. The one thing that is great about Halloween is seeing Michael Myers just kill a bunch of people. And if you're into a lot of blood involving horror movies, this is honestly a perfect movie for you, because Michael Myers had a lot of innovative ways involving his killings. Especially one that I popped huge for is Michael Myers using a circular chainsaw to cut a firefighter's head off. And that was pretty crazy to me. And he also had different ways besides the usual stabbing of his big knife and essentially choking out whoever he is killing. He had many different ways. And that's what I really like about this, because, you know, it kind of gets boring after a while just seeing him just stab, stab, stab. So to kind of update it and have different ways of killing this time is pretty sweet. One of the things I also enjoyed about this movie is some of the emotional scenes that drives this storyline in the movie, especially when you had the scene in the hospital with Laurie and I think his name is Frank, which was the cop, and especially the scene involving in the lobby of the hospital where basically they're chanting "Evil ends tonight," and it was pretty crazy to have kind of the whole city, well, not the whole city, but like a lot of the people in the city kind of get together and, you know, 40 years after this incident and now it's continuing, we need to end this tonight. There weren't those cringy storylines within the movie like you kind of seen with the Halloween 2018 movie with the granddaughter and he's going to the dance with the boy and then the boy kind of kisses another girl. It's like no one cares about that in a horror movie, realistically. Like, we care as terms to Halloween, Michael Myers going to kill a bunch of people, and I like how they replace those cringy moments with those cool moments like I mentioned, with everyone sitting in the hospital lobby, evil ends tonight, blah blah blah, and then kind of the riot starts in the hospital trying to chase after Michael Myers. And this brings up to my last like of the movie, and that is the twist and turns in the movie, especially in the hospital where everyone kind of starts rioting in the hospital, where someone mentions, oh, Michael's in the hospital, and everyone's going crazy, and they think they found Michael, but it ends up not being Michael. It ends up being one of the convicts that escaped the bus that was on the same one that Michael was on during the 2018 Halloween movie. And then it was pretty crazy, honestly, even though it seemed like it was going in that direction when you're looking at the scene where the guy ends up jumping off of the building and essentially killing himself, which was pretty insane. Like, in my head, I was thinking, holy fucking shit, he just killed himself. And now we're gonna go to the dislikes of this movie, which I think it's not necessarily the movie itself, it's just little nitpick dislikes, like things that I would prefer to happen. But the first one I will kick off with is something that was kind of a problem with the movie, and that's the fact that there was quite a bit of flashbacks. I remember, like, don't get me wrong, flashbacks are cool in movies, but I felt like there was just a little too many flashbacks in the movie, especially because that really consisted of, I would like to say, 30 to 45 minutes of the first part of the movie where you've seen a lot of flashbacks. Especially you had two flashbacks with the cop when he explains about how he could have killed Michael Myers, but then he accidentally kills his partner, and you kind of got that twice, and it's like, you should have taken that first flashback of the cop out of the movie and then only brought it up when he's basically explaining to Laurie when they're in the hospital scene itself. Another dislike, which is kind of a nitpick, is the fact that I don't know why they waited about 15 to 20 minutes into the movie to, kick off the iconic Halloween theme song. Don't get me wrong, always great to hear that theme song, but I don't know, it's like you walk into a Star Wars movie, you sit down, you expect there to be the Star Wars theme to kick off the movie, and that's how I always like to see the Halloween movies. And I can't remember exactly another movie off the top of my head. I know there was another movie I seen recently within the last few years that also did the same problem, where why didn't they just kick off with that, or at least kick it off with an actual decent scene and then go into it within the first 10 minutes and not give us 15 to 20 minutes until we have to hear that iconic theme song. That's just me. I mean, you guys probably have a different opinion on that, but just me, I felt like the theme song should have been there quicker than it was in the movie. And the final dislike I have about this, and it's a dislike mainly going into the movie, and that's the fact of already knowing there's going to be another film after this. Don't get me wrong, I totally understand that Hollywood, when they make a certain movie and it makes a crap ton of money, that they're probably going to make another film. That's the way it works in the 21st century, and that sometimes, even though a film could have a really great ending, if it makes a ton of money, they're going to make more money by making another movie. But the thing is that with the 2018 Halloween movie, it gave us a cliffhanger ending into which you thought maybe there's going to be another movie, maybe there's not going to be another movie. So then when they announced after the fact that the movie's been released, that's been months and months after the release of the movie, that there was going to be Halloween Kills, then it was like, okay, cool, there's going to be Halloween Kills. Maybe this is going to be the last movie. But then even before this movie came out, they announced Halloween Ends, which will be releasing in 2022 and was originally supposed to be released this year in 2021, with Halloween Kills supposed to be happening last year, but of course the pandemic happened, so everything got switched over. So yeah, going into the movie, I basically would have already known Michael Myers would most likely, if anything, would for sure not be dying in this movie. Overall, with this movie, I thought it was a pretty solid movie. I do admit that I feel like it was a very, lackluster beginning of sorts, where you had the scene in the bar and you had the flashbacks. It was very slow for the beginning. I felt like if they would have kicked off the movie exactly how they basically showed it in the trailer, where it was that scene where they're leaving the house and the firefighters are on their way there, and if they had that scene with Michael Myers and everything, I think that would have been a pretty great beginning. And then that's where you hit off the Halloween theme song, and then you put the stuff that was in the beginning more in the middle, working up to Michael Myers being on his way to Haddonfield, Illinois. I definitely recommend seeing this movie, even if it's only once in theaters. And I know there's probably going to be a lot of people that want to see this movie multiple times, which I don't blame you, because it gradually got better as you got closer to the ending of the movie. And especially the way that they ended off the movie, even if you didn't hear that there was going to be a movie called Halloween Ends that releases next year, they set it up into which they basically confirmed there will be Halloween Ends. And I think this film is a decent movie as terms to a filler, because I'm hoping that Halloween Ends will be the best movie out of the three movies of 2018, Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends. So I am pumped for next year to see Halloween Ends and see how this could truly end. So that is it for the movie review portion of this, and now we're going to kind of go into the Funko discussion as terms to, if they made Halloween Kills pops, what pops would I like to see? I will mention, first of all, this is only a discussion because I know for a fact there's probably not going to be a Halloween Kills lineup, and if there was, they probably would have announced it at Funkoween back in May when they announced the huge abundance of Halloween pops already. First off, when it comes to a Halloween lineup, there's going to be an abundance of Michael Myers. Michael Myers is the main character, obviously, and Michael Myers sells. And there has been some pretty great Michael Myers pops, especially with the recent release of the Pop Town, which would more go with the first movie, obviously, but it's still cool that they made that. Some of the newer ones are cool, and especially the older one, which I think for some reason you guys may have seen during the shot this whole time, which I realized I should have hid this beforehand and would pop this up after. The original Michael Myers pop, which was one of my very first pops that I've owned in my collection, and I'm glad that I do own this. But pops I would like to see after watching this movie. first of all, I will mention another Michael Myers pop. I would love to see a Michael Myers with that circular chainsaw from that scene with the firefighter, because I feel like it'd be a very unique Michael Myers, because all the other Michael Myers pops is him holding his classic machete knife. So it'd be kind of a cool refresher to see Michael Myers with a different weapon in his hand, and of course there's gotta be blood on it, because if there's no blood, what's even the point of getting the pop? Another pop, of course, I would have to say is Laurie Strode, because they had not, for some reason, made a Laurie Strode Funko Pop, and I don't know why they hadn't made Laurie Strode now, so it makes sense that they made Laurie Strode. And adding another pop, because honestly, it was very hard to think of many pops for a potential lineup of Halloween Kills, so I just decided Tommy with the bat, because Tommy played a pretty decent part in Halloween Kills. Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on basically my first ever movie and Funko Pop review, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comments section below and let me know what your thoughts are on this review. Did you like my review? Do you agree or disagree with my points? And like I said earlier, press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.